The E90 was a completely redesigned 3 Series that was introduced in 2005 and provided an extensive range of engines, body styles, and performance variations until its 2013 discontinuation. Today we're diving into the world of the BMW 3 Series E90, E91, E92, and E93 generations, spanning from 2005 to 2013. Now, if you're a proud owner or a potential buyer, you're in the right spot. Whether you're dealing with electrical issues, suspension woes, or the notorious N54 engine quirks, we've got you covered. There was something for everyone on the reliable E90 platform. Fuel-saving diesels, high-performance V8s, and BMW's first gasoline-powered turbocharged engine, the N54. Furthermore, E93 series vehicles came with rear-wheel or all-wheel drive and were offered in 4 different configurations: sedan, wagon, E91, coupe, E92, and convertible, E93. Overall, the E90 BMW platform was strong, but like many cars, it had certain usual issues. Many of these problems are more common now than they were when they were younger. These are the items you should watch out for if you're considering purchasing a used E90. Oil leaks. If an oil filter housing leak is not fixed, it might cause major problems. With these inline-6 motors, the housings are located directly above the serpentine belt on top of the engine. Oil covers the belt and surrounding parts as it spills out. The serpentine belt will ultimately come loose from the pulley due to early wear caused by this. The belt has the potential to enter the crankcase through the front crank seal, as if that weren't horrible enough. Severe engine damage may result from this. Maintaining an early detection of potential major issues may be achieved by doing routine oil changes every 5,000 miles and closely inspecting components that are prone to leaks throughout each service. How to spot it. Oil leaks in E90 BMWs occur in 3 main locations. All 6-cylinder motors from this era have these issues. If the automobile is not maintained correctly, the oil pans, oil filter housings, and valve cover gaskets will leak. Issues with ignition coils. On E90 BMWs, ignition coils, which are located above the spark plug, fail all too often. A misfire results from an ignition coil failure. Misfires. 1 or more cylinders may misfire, leading to poor engine performance. Rough idle. The engine may idle roughly or inconsistently. Check engine light, CEL. The vehicle's onboard diagnostic system may trigger a check engine light. How to spot it. Switching the coil to a different cylinder is a simple technique to identify a failed coil. If a misfire occurs, it's probably a faulty coil. This test only works if you have the software to track the locations of misfires. If you suspect an ignition coil problem in your BMW 3 Series, it is advisable to have the vehicle diagnosed by a qualified mechanic or a BMW dealership. They can use diagnostic tools to identify the specific issue and determine whether an ignition coil replacement is necessary. Issues with VANA solenoid. 2 solenoids power BMW's variable valve timing system, known as VANAs. These solenoids may become less functional due to deposits of oil sludge. You might have decreased engine power and a check engine light when the VANA system is malfunctioning. Solenoid failure. The solenoids themselves may fail due to electrical or mechanical issues, preventing proper control of the VANA's units. Faulty seals. The seals around the solenoids can degrade, leading to oil leaks and potential VANA's malfunctions. Electrical issues. Wiring or connector problems can also affect the performance of the VANA solenoids. How to spot it. Symptoms of VANA solenoid problems may include rough idle, loss of power, poor fuel efficiency, and possibly the illumination of the check engine light. If you experience these issues, it's advisable to have the vehicle diagnosed by a qualified BMW technician. They can use diagnostic tools to identify specific fault codes and pinpoint the cause of the VANA-related problems. Problems exclusive to turbocharged E90s. BMW introduced the N54, its first gasoline engine in production to be turbocharged, during the E90 generation. Due to its widespread use in the E90 generation, this engine experienced a few special problems that we have categorized individually. Keep in mind that the N54 also frequently has more common problems like oil leaks and ignition coil problems. Failure of the fuel injector. One common problem reported by some BMW owners is related to fuel injector failures, which can lead to issues such as rough idling, misfires, decreased fuel efficiency, and potentially poor engine performance. The N54 turbocharged inline-six engine in BMWs from the E90 era was equipped with a piezo fuel injector. The phenomenon known as piezo, short for piezoelectric, happens when a crystalline material experiences tiny quantities of expansion due to the application of electricity. This phenomenon is used by piezo injectors to accurately control fuel injection. Although ordinary injectors used on other motors of that era were significantly less accurate than this technique, they were also far more prone to failure. These injectors usually cause severe overfueling, which can result in misfires, rich fault codes, and, if left unchecked, damage to catalytic converters. How to spot it. A malfunctioning fuel injector may not deliver fuel efficiently, leading to poor fuel economy. If you notice a sudden decrease in miles per gallon, mpg, it could be a sign of a fuel injector problem. When one or more fuel injectors are not working properly, the engine may experience a rough idle. You may feel vibrations or hear irregular engine sounds while the car is at a standstill. Power failure of the turbo. The N54 engine was the first turbocharged engine produced by BMW. Because of its factory-forged internals and capability for producing a lot of power, this engine is well liked by enthusiasts. But while it is in original condition, it is prone to issues. Wastegate failure affects the turbos on these engines. When the wastegates are first turned on, they will rattle audibly. They won't stay closed for long, which will result in a low boost fault. The complete turbocharger unit must be replaced since the wastegates are unserviceable. Turbochargers rely on a constant supply of oil for lubrication. If there are oil leaks in the turbo system, it can lead to insufficient lubrication, causing premature wear and failure. Check for oil puddles or stains in the vicinity of the turbocharger. A sudden increase in smoke from the exhaust, especially if it's blue or white in color, can be a sign of oil burning in the combustion chamber. This could be due to oil leaking into the exhaust system through a faulty turbo seal. Turbocharger failure can result in a significant loss of engine power. If you notice a decrease in acceleration or overall performance, it could be an indication of a failing turbo. Unusual noises coming from the turbocharger, such as a high-pitched whining or grinding sound, may suggest internal damage or wear. These noises can be indicative of issues with the turbo's bearings or other components. Turbocharger problems can lead to a decrease in boost pressure. You may notice a lack of responsiveness in the throttle or a sluggish feeling during acceleration, both of which can point to turbo-related issues. How to spot it. If you observe excessive smoke, particularly under heavy load or during acceleration, it could be a sign of a failing turbocharger. Or if there is turbo lag, refers to the delay between pressing the accelerator and the turbocharger delivering increased power. An increase in turbo lag can be an early sign of impending turbocharger issues. Carbon buildup. The N54 has carbon buildup, much like a lot of other direct-injected turbocharged engines. Over time, carbon buildup on the rear of the intake valves might lead to malfunctions. One common technique for carbon cleaning these engines is walnut blasting, which is blowing abrasive walnut shells into each intake port while the valves are closed. How to spot it. The engine control module, ECM, may detect issues related to carbon buildup, triggering the check engine light on the dashboard. Reduced efficiency in combustion due to carbon buildup can lead to lower fuel economy, meaning the vehicle may require more fuel to cover the same distance. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the iconic BMW 3 Series E90, E91, E92, and E93 generations. If you enjoyed this in-depth exploration, Make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more automotive content.